So today I'm going to be discussing randomized block experiments. So what is the definition of randomized block experiment? With a randomized block design, the experimenter divides subjects into subgroups called blocks, such that the variability within blocks is less than the variability between blocks. Then subjects within each block are randomly assigned to treatment conditions, as defined by StatTrak. So basically what they're trying to say here is, let me use the example of a cornfield that's commonly used. You want to find the best fertilizer for this corn. Let's say you have fertilizer A and fertilizer B. You're going to want to do an accurate experiment with as least amount of variables as possible. So this is where the blocking comes in. Let's say you wanted to get rid of the variable placement from left to right in your blocking zone. So in each block, you're going to change the order of which fertilizer you use, whether it's A, B, nothing, or no fertilizer, B, A. You're going to change it in those three blocks. That way, you have a more accurate experiment, and that placement variable is no longer a challenge. So this is what they mean by having blocks, that where it is less than the variability between the blocks. For my first example, I chose ACL tears on soccer players out of 100 players. So what we're looking at here is whether or not they have torn their ACL. Now the variable or nuisance that we're trying to get rid of by using the blocking method is gender. Because with gender, sometimes this can change your body composition and your strengths in certain muscles, ligaments, or bones. So getting rid of gender here is a great idea. Another example, we're going to do heart rate after 3 minutes of exercise in beats per minute. So we know with age, sometimes exercise can become a little more difficult. So age is a perfect variable to get rid of here using the blocking method. And separating that's going to give us a far more accurate experiment. For this example, I chose cars after they've been driven for 100,000 miles, whether or not the engine has failed or whether it's still running. Now, a huge variable or nuisance that comes up in this experiment would be the manufacturer of the cars themselves. Now, by using the randomized blocked experiment design, we're going to be eliminating that variable entirely, and our results are going to be more trustworthy, and with less variables, it's always yield a better result in an experiment. As you can see from these examples, randomized block design actually helps a lot when it comes to experiments and trying to wean down those variables and make your results far more accurate. Now, this is exactly why in the engineering field, randomized block designs are actually very important and used a lot. So I hope if you're going to the engineering field, you remember this and you're able to use it to better your work and create much better experiments for yourself and your peers.